Mukam karoti vachanam pungam langayate grim yatkripatamaham mande Sri Gurum Deenadaranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter 9, verse 21. We are studying Prahalada Maharaja's prayers to pacify the anger of Narsimadev. So Narsimadev is very angry. So Prahalada Maharaj is praying. So he is praying the 21st verse. O my dear Lord, O Supreme Great, you have created this material world of 16 constituents, but you are transcendental to their material qualities. In other words, these material qualities are under your full control and you are never conquered by them. Therefore, the time elements is your representation. My Lord, O Supreme, no one can conquer you. As for me, however, I am being crushed by the wheel of time. And therefore I surrender fully unto you. Now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet. Very nice verse. So all these prayers are done so that we follow them. Yeah, they are now telling us, guiding us how to pray to the Lord. And he also explains the realities of this world. These particular verses in this part, Prahalada Maharaja is saying how bad, how worse the material world is. So he is saying that he has created the world of 16 constituents, 16 elements. There are 24 elements. The 16 comes with this senses 5, working senses 5, knowledge acquiring senses 5, tanmatras, the objects of senses, and the 11th element of the mind. So all the 16 elements he is saying here. It is totally 24. We study in 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says that these are all material qualities. This world, why the Lord created this material world? So that the living entities enjoy. Because the living entity wanted to enjoy away from Krishna. So, but this material, so he created everything, this material world, to show the living entities that material world is going to punish you. This is a prison house. In this prison house, the criminals are punished. So, one who created the prison house is not in the prison house. He is the owner of that. Like, for example, in a country, like in a kingdom, the king is the one who punishes the criminals, put them in prison house. He will not come under the prison house. So this is a material example. So the Lord, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, he has created this material world, which is a big prison house, which we may not even understand. Because we are completely under illusion, under Maya, and we identify ourselves with the body. We identify with our senses. So completely we don't understand what is this prison house, why we are suffering. Devotees also understand superficially, not deeply. If we understand deeply, then we will surrender. Our surrender will be complete. We are surrendering then and there, not complete surrender. So he is saying, there is a very beautiful word here. Nishpidyamanam, Nishpiyadam. What is how to pronounce it? Shraddha Mataji.
Nishpidyamanam.
Nishpidyamanam, being crushed.
Pida means trouble.
Okay.
Nishpidyamanam. Ni is negation.
Okay.
And mana means those who are being troubled.
Yeah. Nishpidyamanam. So Prahalada Maharaj is understood when a jiva takes up devotion, and the jiva understands that now I am gone, now I am smashed, now I surrender. So this is the plan of the Lord. Very difficult to think like that, right? The Krishna's plan is that let me put these jivas into material world where they are crushed by the Maya, then they surrender. Prison house is like that only. When a criminal makes mistake, he is put into jail, then prison. In prison house, that particular thief or murderer or the criminal, they realize, I should get freedom. I'm suffering here. So what do? They surrender to the system and they say that we will rectify our mistakes. We will not commit mistakes again. So we surrender. So similarly, Prahalada Maharaja is saying that I surrender to you completely. The Prapannam is surrender. Prapaddi, Prapannam, Sharanagati, all these things are surrender. So Bhagavad Gita, the final conclusion is Sarva Dharman Paridyaja, Mamekam Sharanam Braja, Aham Tuam Sharva Papyepya Mokshayishyami Machuchaha. This is the most important verse in Bhagavad Gita, 1866. So Krishna directly concludes, in 18th chapter, he concludes, now you surrender. This is the message of Bhagavad Gita. But the materialistic people, what do they preach? They take the verse, this karmanyevadikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana na karma palayeturbu karmanyevadikaraste. That slok, I forgot totally this verse. Sorry. So the verse says that you don't worry about the results of your actions, but you do your duty. So many materialistic people take this verse. This is also one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita, which says that you do your duty perfectly. Don't expect any results from that, good or bad, failure or success. Don't worry about the results. So this verse, the people quote and they think that that is Bhagavad Gita. Even when I was a child, somebody gifted this Bhagavad Gita picture, Krishna and Arjuna, and this verse was there. This is a very famous verse, Karmanyevadikaraste. So the point here is, but real message in Bhagavad Gita is surrender. We have to surrender to Krishna. That is the real message. We have to do our duties. That is no doubt. This is one of the advices. The main advice, the main instruction, the main essence of Bhagavad Gita is surrender to Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we have to surrender to him, abandoning all the varieties of religion. Everything, Sarva Dharman, everything we have to renounce, leave, and surrender to Krishna. Then he takes out, he completely delivers us from our sinful reaction and we should not fear. So that's the message of Bhagavad Gita. Here, Prahalada Maharaja takes the same stand. I surrender unto you because I am smashed by the material world. Maya is smashing us in every minute. So now, next verse. My dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to the higher planetary system for long duration of life, opulence and enjoyment. But I have seen all of those through the activities of my father. When my father was angry and he laughed sarcastically at the demigods, they were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movements of his eyebrows. Yet my father, who was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment. Now he takes the example of his own father. Hiranyakashipu, the name itself is that Hiranya means gold, Kashipu means soft bed. People generally in material world want two things: soft bed to enjoy sex, and Hiranya means gold, wealth. These two are the main agenda of this material world. They want very comfortable life, very long life to enjoy. This is the animal tendency, right? Without understanding where we are. However great now, in the whole history, Hiranyakashipu was top hero, top demonic hero. You cannot find anyone who have performed such an austerity like Hiranyakashipu. He performed such an austerity that his body, nothing was there, only bones. His life wear was just rotating in the bone. All the skin, flesh were taken by the antils. So it was eaten completely. So his body has nothing, only bones were there. So such a powerful austerity, and the whole three world was shaking in that austerity. So Brahma had to come. They know that he is going to ask something very dangerous and all. But he became very, very powerful because of the boon given by Lord Brahma. But here, the Prahalada Maharaja's point is, one may have long life, lots of opulence, everything. Example, my own father. But what happened? Even the demigods were so scared of him. So scared of him. Actually, in this material world, the demigods are the main managers. They are the rulers of the material world. Some demigods, if you see, that 9 planets. But he became more powerful than them. That's why they are, when they see Hiranyakashipu, they flee away. Yes, even the king of demigods, Indra, was so scared of Hiranyakashipu. He was so powerful. So what to speak of other powerful people in this earthly planet? The Karma Kanda session of Vedas says that if you want to be here very nice, very perfect, you perform some fruitive activities. You perform some punya karma, good actions. You will have next life, you will have long life, beautiful wife, lots of money, a good health, all these things. So this is alluring words of Vedas. Vedas are there. Vedas' ultimate goal our ultimate purpose is to know Krishna, to go back home, back to Godhead. But that will not suit for everyone. Those who just raise above the animalistic propensity, some if some the general people, like human beings, if they are like animals, means no God, nothing. They eat, sleep, mate, and defend. That's all. But if somebody little bit raise above from the animalistic life, they think why we are living, what we are, why. Little bit thinking. So why we are suffering? Okay, we should get out of the suffering. How we can get out of the suffering? Okay, surrender to a higher power. Okay, they approach fruitive activities. So this religious activities, ritualistic activities. These are all called as ritualistic activities. So they take up ritualistic activities with inner motive. With that inner motive, they perform some pujas and other things. And then they thinking that next life, this life also, next life also, we will be. It's not bad. But that is not ultimate again. So when we compare the people of animalistic mentality, the good people, those who follow Vedas are better, definitely better, but that is not ultimate. Then again, such mentality will bind them. They are in those activity, they make mistakes because material world is full of mistakes. Nobody can escape mistakes. So 4 defects are there for human beings. So they will, all these things will bind them again and again. One may aspire to go to heavenly planets, but after the punya karma is over, after the pious activities are over, then they are thrown out of Indraloka, Chandraloka, or the heavenly planets. They are kicked out. Once the bank balance is over, if somebody is having some lots of money and they want to enjoy going out, if they go out and stay in hotel outside from their native place, As long as they pay money, they are allowed to rent a hotel or spend money. Once the money is over, once they cannot pay for their rent, they are taken out, right? So similarly, once a particular person's punya karma or pious activities results are over, then they are thrown out from those heavenly planets. Those heavenly planets are long time life, very long time life. But one thing we have to notice is, so such a nice life, comfortable life, but there also problem is there. Anxiety is there. If you see, Indra is the most anxious person in the whole world. Yes. Yeah, he has apsaras, he has that drink, somabana, a drink, very, very delicious some drink he has, and other beautiful apsaras for him to dance. So many things are there. But he was very much in anxiety if somebody does some yagyas, Ashwamedha yagya and other things. He gets very much agitated. He is very worried about his position. So, everywhere problem is there. That is the point. Material world means whatever you do, you will have problem. Good also, bad also. Good and bad binds you here. This is the very nature of the material world. Unless we understand this, we will not come to the point how to get out of it, get out of this place. So, this point he understood from his own father. Father is a demon, son is a devotee. And so here he's praying in verse 24. My dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities. From Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant. This is a very, very beautiful prayer. So, Prabhupada is writing here that any intelligent person should follow the footsteps of Prahalada Maharaja. Prahalada Maharaja is now speaking out of his experience, though he is 5 years old. He's speaking like whatever in this material world, you see opulence, mystic power, Siddhi Visena, Siddhi. Bhukti means wealth, material wealth, Bhukti. Mukti, liberation. Siddhi, mystic powers. So, these mystic powers, we say, no, some people, they have mystic powers. They mint money or they attract people. These powers we can see now in ordinary human beings also. Some qualities, some abilities, some attractiveness, that makes them famous, that makes them powerful. We see in the whole history, there are some powerful heroes. Prabhupada is writing Napoleon, so many warriors, Hitler, kings, many, many kings, good and bad kings. But what happened to them? They conquered half of the world, full world, but time takes them out. Okay, time came, go out. Similarly, richness. I can quote one incident. It's very, very pathetic. Many years before, in Gujarat, a very, very bad earthquake happened. Very, very severe earthquake. So, today somebody is very, very rich man. Rich man. And tomorrow, they rich means Gujaratis all of them, mostly they are very rich. And next day, they don't have food to eat. After this earthquake, the earth divided, and then all the buildings and things, everything went down, went inside the earth. And the rich, very rich people, stinking rich people, they don't have food to eat. They had everything collapsed. So this opulence is nothing in the hands of time. Krishna is time. Kalos me, he says in Bhagavad Gita, I am Kala. Kala means time. Time takes away everything. So that's what the system he kept. So the mystic power, if we see mystic power also, it is taken out. Time takes it out. I have seen very, very intelligent people at the end of their death, at the end of their life, they lose their memory. They don't have any intelligence. They cannot speak. This we see. Yes. When they become old, I have seen my grandparents, other old people. They were very intelligent when they were young. When they become old, they become crazy. They don't speak properly. They don't understand clearly. So they forget the intelligence or the power they had, the energy they had, they all lose for everyone. So in this world, whatever we have, that one day it will deteriorate. One day it may go out of us also. So we cannot have pride for anything in this material world because it is given for some time. It is given for some time and then it is taken out. So this all these things enjoyed by the living entities from Brahma down to ant. Why ant is mentioned? Of course, if it is people, okay, people they are pride. That pride we see in case of ant also. If you observe ant, no, the ant takes the piece of sugar and runs. Oh, I am the owner of this sugar. It runs like, you see the behavior of ants. So that mentality, because we were like that in the spiritual world, that's why Krishna said, oh, you want to possess, you want to conquer, you want to control, you go to the material world. So from ant till Brahma, this mentality is there. I am the enjoyer. I want to conquer the material world. This mentality, this desire made us to come here. But once we understand whatever we have, whatever is given to us, will go one day. And that we cannot claim in the next life. For example, if somebody studied very hard and got nice degree, can they claim in the next life? Oh, last life I was PhD, I was this, that. Okay, this life you give me. No. Everything we have to start from zero. Similarly, the property, similarly, the name, fame, whatever we have, we cannot claim in the next life. Hiranyakashipu, this lifetime, he conquered the whole three world. Next life, he cannot claim. Next life, he has to work hard to get again. So the material world is designed like that. So Prahalada Maharaja is praying what he prays, which is very rare. The prayers, he is asking for the rare thing in this material world. What is very rare in this material world is association of devotees. So in one satsang, I heard the devotees were discussing, if somebody is improving, advancing in devotional life, what will happen to them? What is the result of advancing in a devotional life? They get association of devotees. That we see in the life of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj performed Ashwamedha Yagyas, 99. Just he had to do only one. If he has anyone who is doing Ashwamedha Yagya, 100, they become Indra. So Indra became very much agitated that when Prithu Maharaja performing 99 is over. He didn't allow Prithu Maharaja to perform the 100th one. Every time he used to come disguised in a different form and stole this horse which is meant for sacrifice. So it was going on. Prithu Maharaja tried to fight with him, found him, take back the horse, again do the yajna. Like that it was going on, going on, going on. But the higher authorities, especially Lord Brahma, intervened and told Prithu Maharaj, please leave this. Because, Indra is very much disturbed. Please leave it. You are a devotee. You have done 99. Enough. Be satisfied. Prithu Maharaja got satisfied. Prithu Maharaja is Satyavesh avatar. He's a real devotee and is just like as good as God. So he left. Okay, fine. I leave. So to bless him, the Lord personally came to the sacrificial arena. And he is having conversation with the Lord. So Prithu Maharaja also prayed. What he prayed? Na kamaye nata tadapi aham kvachin nayatra yushma charana bujasava mahantamantar hridayan mukochuto vidasva karname yudame vidasva karname yudashvara. Means, please, I don't want impersonal liberation. I don't want any wealth in this material world. What I want, give me 10 million years so that I hear from your pure devotees. So what happens to Prithu Maharaj? Lord came, but he awarded him association of devotees. So later in his life, he associates with Sanat Kumaras. So Prahalada Maharaja is also praying. All devotees pray for this association of pure devotee. Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Even small amount of time we get the association of devotees, gives us immense benefit. So he says, you please make me servant of your servant. Sincere servant, pure devotee. See, place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant. Let me serve your devotees as a sincere servant. You see, he is king of whole world. Who? Prahalada Maharaj. Now, father died, whole kingdom came to Prahalada Maharaj. But what he is praying? He is praying, please make me servant. This is perfect devotional mood. Material mood is opposite, entirely opposite to this. In material world, you should always come first. In material world, you should be the topmost. You should always be the number one, like that. But in devotion, they want to be in the last. They want to be the servant. Dasana, das. They want to be servants. Some people I have seen, especially in ISKCON, they say we want to be dasana das, but they behave basanubas. I have seen this. It's only theory. In reality, the servant mood is different. The devotee should never think that I am great, I do this. Here you can see the real servant mood in Prahalada Maharaj. He says, please give me the association of devotees where I can serve them. So he doesn't want to enjoy the kingdom given by his father because he understood the material opulences, the material things will go one day. What is very important is to associate with devotees, is to serve the devotees because he knows the secret of bhakti. What is the secret of bhakti? What is the secret of advancement? Krishna never likes direct servants, direct devotees. He likes devotee. That is, many times he tells. So in Amrish Maharaj pastime also, Krishna says, when Durvasa Muni goes to Lord Vishnu and asks for protection, he says, I am not in my control. I am in the control of my devotees. See, I like not my devotees, my devotees' devotees. So Krishna is very clear, giving us the secret of bhakti. So the pure devotees like Prahalada Maharaj, they pray for that. This is the secret. So verse 25. In this material world, every living entity desires some future happiness, which is exactly like a mirage in the desert. Where is water in the desert, or in other words, where is happiness in this material world? As for the body, what is its value? It is merely a source of various disease. The so-called philosophers, scientists, and politicians know this very well, but nonetheless they aspire for temporary happiness. Happiness is very difficult to obtain, but because they are unable to control their senses, they run after the so-called happiness in the material world and never come to the right conclusion. Never come to the right conclusion. Very, very beautiful words. Every sentence gives us a lot of understanding. In this material world, every living entity desires some future happiness. Yeah, that's why we have bank. Put money in the bank because, future we can. So the future happiness, our happiness, the word happiness itself is a mirage in the desert. We see the example of deers. When they become very thirsty, deers, I heard that somebody explained this in India. There is a desert in Rajasthan. There is a land, a country, and then from country, the desert starts. There are forest, there are forest. In that forest, deers are there. And by mistake, they come to the border of the desert. And they don't know that if they go into the desert, they will die. Because desert is full of sand and no water. So in the desert, they can see that it's due to heavy, intense heat. The heat produces a mirage that there is water. So these poor deers, without understanding, there is no water, they go behind it and they die. Like this, a lot of examples are given in Bhagavatam itself. Like the fish is fond of food. So by the fishermen, they keep the worms in a hook, and then they put in the water, in the river or ocean, wherever. The fish want to eat that worms, they come and touch it and they are getting hooked. And another example is this insects, the light insects. They get attracted to the lights and they come near to the light and they get burned. So in this material world, human beings are also like this. They get attracted to the senses and they go deep into that and they get entangled more and more, and they get destroyed also. This is how the material world is designed. So here there is no word happiness. This example is given in material world, there is no happiness. We are always suffering. How the punishment is given to a criminal in a king's rule. What do? They take the criminal, put them in the water, dip them in the water, and when the criminal is very difficult to breathe, then take him out, they breathe. That is the happiness we get here. So the happiness here is like very short while and very temporary. And even sometimes the happiness ends in misery. The happiness ends in misery. So why, Mataji, why you are so negative? Devotees are chant and be happy, right? Chant and be happy. Devotees are always balanced. Devotees are not enjoying life, but they are in peaceful mind. They enjoy thinking that today or tomorrow we will go out of this material world and be happy with the Lord. They understand how worse this material world is. So, but the other people, Prahalada Maharaja is quoting politicians, scientists, and politicians. They know very well. How do they know very well? When somebody dies, no? When somebody dies, we see generally people around, oh, that much is life. Yeah, everything is temporary. We also will go one day. All these speeches will happen during that death, in that arena, in that place. Relatives and other people, they discuss these points. Many they know. Even the philosophers, the scientists, they know that today or tomorrow we may go. We may plan many things, but plan may break. So, but still they are knowingly they try. Knowingly they go for this. So knowingly they go behind the so-called happiness in this material world. The body, if you take the example of this body, it never gives you any happiness. The body is meant to give us trouble only. If you analysis, any part of your body. Have you ever experienced, oh, this part of the body is so happy, is giving me so much happiness. Once after youth, if you cross the youth, you can 100% realize this. Until you are young, you have energy, you may not understand. Whenever we get sickness, that time we understand, oh, the body is troubling us. Once that age is crossed, then we understand. Head to toe, every part is paining. Every part is troubling. Right? So the body is also, which we think that we are the body, that keeps on giving us troubles. When a devotee understands this, he raises his hand and surrenders. Hands up. The material world is telling us every time, hands up, surrender. Either surrender to me or surrender to Krishna. Material world is telling us. Big slap by Maya. Maya is always slapping us, but still we want to be like a teenager mood. If you see, because I'm having a teenager. The teenager's mood is that, whatever the elders say, speak against. That is the mood of teenager. But generally in this material world, we are thinking that generally the people, they are challenging Maya. Maya says, come, big slap. Sometimes devotees come to me and they cry with their problems. When I explain everybody is crying only, they say, one Mataji was arguing with me. No, Mataji, there are some people who lead a very happy life. Like everything is smooth and fine. They don't have financial problem. They don't have marital problems. They have nice children. They have nice education. They have nice life in US. Nice health, nice everything, Mataji. You don't know. You don't know. Some people's life is very smooth. You see our life, it's so struggle. My answer is, it may seems to be smooth and nice externally, not internally. Not internally. So yesterday, we went to see our Gurudev, and I introduced one devotee who is an astrologer. I told Guru Maharaj he is astrologer. Then he asked, I can be a better astrologer than you. We were wondering, oh, Maharaj out of experience or out of mystic power, he predicts. I was thinking like that. But he says, this material world gives you enough troubles. Without seeing horoscope, you can very well tell. And that astrologer used to tell, that, if somebody comes to me, I understand that there is a problem. There is a problem. Maybe that is Ragu is giving, or Sani is giving, or this and that. These are all astrological language. So once I was traveling in a train, and there was again an astrologer. Everyone went to him, and they showed their hands, and they were looking at it. And I didn't go. I was chanting. Then he said, "Why you didn't come to me? You didn't talk." I said, "I no need." He said, "You still have. I can tell. I can guess. No need. You don't need to tell me. I know my problem." See, why the astrologer should tell you what is your problem? You know what is your problem is. The root cause of all the problem is that forgetfulness of Krishna. That is the root cause of all the problems. We forget Krishna and then we suffer because of that. If we understand that, all these problems we will at least tolerate. Yeah, definitely all are facing problems. Everyone's life is a challenge. Every day we are struggling with Maya. Every day we are struggling with our own body, mind, and other people. Generally, we have this understanding. Others are troubling us. No, our own mind and body is the first number one trouble giver. If we understand that, then we will not have enmity with anyone. We will not have enmity because, whatever problem we are facing here is the root cause is forgetfulness of Krishna. So take the bead bag and chant. So I also associate with some very senior Matajis here. And she found out that I'm keeping myself very, very super duper busy. Then she said, why you are like this? Then I told Mataji, there are so many people around me, devotees and others. They come to me because they know that I do this. I am also a problem solver. So lots of devotees approach me for different kinds of problems. I do counsel them. I do solve them. I do things. But the thing is, the problems keep coming to me because I receive the problems and then I give some solutions also. So it's increasing. Then she said, have you told the right solution? When we tell this right solution, they say that some comments came to me that, oh, you are very theoretical, Mataji. This won't apply practical. One in the class, one Mataji was telling me. When I said, you do sincerely chanting, you do, if somebody in the family, if some fighting is happening, husband and wife fights happening, then the solution is do devotional service together. When I said, they said, no, this is not practical. Then I said, then why you are here becoming a devotee? We trust in devotional service and it is practical. It keeps your mind peaceful. It makes you a human being first and then devotee next. When you follow the principles of devotional service, you transform yourself. The Antaryami Paramatma gives you right intelligence to take right decisions. So that's why for any problem, we say that chant properly, chant sincerely. Then your connection within becomes very peaceful, very correct. Krishna is always guiding everyone. Not that only senior devotees are getting, only Prahalada Maharaja is getting the mercy of Narsimhadev. We all have the claim. We all have the right, but we don't get connected. We just ignore him. He's there within our heart. But the only problem is with us, not with the Lord. We don't connect with him rightly. Please connect with him rightly by chanting. Then he guides us at least to tolerate the problems. at least to tolerate the problems. Then, if we have more connection, you don't know how you are crossing that problems. He will take you, make you cross the problem, go ahead with your devotional service. This is also my experience. I underwent so many problems in a different time of my life. Every day also lots of problems facing going on. I thought, oh, come to Mayapur means come to spiritual world and no problem. No, we do have problems. Yeah, our situation is highly favorable for devotion. That I had to accept. But we are still long way to go. So we will continue next week. If you have any comments, doubts, you are welcome. Hare Krishna. No doubts. Everything clear. Janaki Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranam.
Pranam.
Mataji, I have one small doubt. How to control this mind, Mataji? Yes.
Abhyasa Vairagya. Which Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Mind, there is a book called Japa, and I have done a big seminar on Japa to our class itself. I think, I don't know whether I have uploaded them in YouTube. I will find out. In that, I speak a lot about mind control. Mind control is our main purpose. Means that is the internal sadhana that we have to control our mind. The mind is the worst enemy. You have to stand away from mind and observe the mind. Then you will find out how the mind makes tricks, how the mind cheats you, how the mind exaggerates the things, especially ladies, attracted to so many things and gets jealous, envy of other ladies. And especially mind repeats the thing. It happens to you, but it happens to me a lot. Repeats. If somebody says something to us, finished. That repeats. Oh. 10 years before, my mother-in-law, she said like this. 20 years before, my husband, like that, it keeps on, repeats the others' misdeeds to us and disturbs us if somebody makes some mistakes or commit some. So all these things repeats in our mind. This is my mind. So I just ignore, throw it out. I said, shut up. I handle my mind very roughly. You also have to do like that. Otherwise, mind will not be under control. See, how to handle the worst enemy? If enemy is there, you are a king. Imagine you are a king. The opposite kingdom, they are enemies. So how to conquer them? Maybe by argument, logic arguments. Then maybe by giving gifts. If you give some gifts to enemies, then you become friends, then no fights. But the worst enemy is very, very bad. Then how will you conquer? By fighting, by smashing, by killing. So here, our worst enemy is our own mind. Our own mind. That we have to put a strict vigilance, strict control. The mind should only think positively. That's what the positive thinker people say. For us, positive thinking is Krishna conscious thinking. How I can serve Krishna, how I can serve devotees, how I can please Krishna. That should be our goal. And especially when we chant only, the mind disturbs a lot. Other works, at least the mind, okay. But when we chant only, the mind shows this reality. So that time you tell that Krishna is here. Why you are here and they're dancing? Come here. Listen to the holy name. So like that, we have to control our mind. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that in the morning you have to beat the mind with the shoes. In the evening you have to beat the mind with a broomstick. That means not some people, they literally do. I heard beat themselves with shoes. Not that way. We can educate the mind. We can educate the mind, and then because of that mind only, we have all disease. You know that any disease you have, any high disease like cancer, diabetes. Diabetes is a purely psychosomatic disease, mind disease. One example I will give. One girl child, she saw her mother having diabetes, young mother. The diabetes has different kind, simple one and complicated one. The complicated one, every day you have to put injections. The child saw the mother putting injection, diabetes, meditated on diabetes, and then the child got diabetes. And if you go to the doctor for small things, they will do hundreds of tests and then diagnose you with cancer, blood pressure, all these things. And then, this poor child was diagnosed with the diabetes, and then she's happy taking injections, all this complicated. I told them thousands of times, you can change this. Please be peaceful. They didn't listen. They believe, they trust the doctors, they don't trust the devotees. It's become strong. This is something related with mind. The child observed the mother, and then they were only speaking diabetes. Then this is only mind. For your kind information. If we get any disease, it is 100% connected. Even it is me. Even if it is me, any disease is connection with mind. If mind is peaceful, we can be healthy also. So understand these things and understand the mind. So for that, attentive chanting is the best method to control. Attentive chanting, we have to chant and hear. If you hear, then the mind will not go here and there. If you don't hear, the mind will speak something and you will chant mechanically, right? This happens in chanting. So now and then bring the mind. This chanting is to appeal to the Lord, praying to the Lord, but also controlling the mind. Mind is big science. This is mind control. It's big. Vishwamitra couldn't control the mind. So it's not easy, definitely. I accept every day we are fighting with that. Every day we are struggling with our uncontrollable mind. That's why we have Ekadasis to control the mind only. Actually, it is not tongue, it is mind. If we have mind under control, then mind can control the tongue.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, it's a big science. Not in one class we can say mind control. Mind control is a big thing. Attentive chanting is the best solution. Attentive chanting.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other doubts? No doubts, sir. Okay. So we will see next week, hopefully. Here lots of festivals are going on. So, but still I think we will go ahead with our Bhagavatam studies. Okay. Vanchakalpadarubhasya kripa sindhibhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.